Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the show. Today, we're going to talk about, in our news flash, the fact that, or the rumor that, Mac and iOS apps might be combined by 2020. What does that mean for you and for us even? Then in live video strategy, we're going to talk to you about how to diversify the different types of videos that you're doing. We're going to give you a countdown of a couple different things that you can do for your videos. Then I've got a video for you about how to use an iPad Pro with all the bells and whistles connected to it. All of that and more coming up in today's Stream Squad. Stick around.
So again, guys, thank you so much for tuning in to Stream Squad this week. If this is your first time tuning in, I'm Angela.
I'm Jimmy.
Let me do a combine. I'm
Yay.
Dan. Hey, everybody.
We're here.
We're here. Skin of our teeth, man. We started this like at 2, so.
We got to play it cool. We got to play like we're totally,
Everything's great.
no issues today.
It
Zero.
was perfect.
It was perfect. Literally, we started exactly on time. So
I mean, the fun fact is, you know when sometimes things don't work and people tell you to turn it off and back on again? That's all we needed to do.
Well, we're excited though because we're using a new iPad Pro. We finally bought an iPad Pro. We've got an iPad Pro. We've got everything connected to it today. So even though I did some testing this morning, we really had to just disassemble it and put it back together one more time before we went live, and it wouldn't be live if there wasn't a mad hustle right there at the end. But yeah, we're happy to be here with you all right now.
Yeah, and of course we're here every Wednesday at 2 p.m. Eastern, 11 a.m. Pacific, so definitely make sure to tune in each week. You can hit the notification bell on the video you're watching right now, so that way you get alerts anytime we're live. And for those of you guys who are watching live, in the comments, let us know where you're watching from. We always like to see where our influences reach each week on the show. So definitely, drop a comment and let us know where you're tuning in. And also be sure to share this video on your timeline or your page or whichever you'd prefer. That way you can have other friends watching this with you, and that way we have more and more cool people tuning in to Stream Squad.
More the merrier.
More the merrier.
Indeed.
But I think it's time for a little news flash.
Flash. And no joke, today is going to be a news flash. We're going to give you one quick story of a rumor that was reported by Bloomberg News that come 2021, iOS and Mac apps are said to be combined. This is just according to some report that recently came out. But the basic idea is that at WWDC, which is a worldwide developer conference for Apple, they are said to be releasing SDK, part of an SDK that's going to try to facilitate this ability for apps to be sort of cross-platform within the Apple world. So that includes things like currently stocks and a couple I don't want to call them throwaway apps, but they're the things that come standard with your different devices. The Apple freebies. But they're trying to find a way to merge these so that applications work both on iOS and Mac the same. I don't know exactly what that means for Switcher. Down the road, we'll see if there's ever a way for these two different worlds to kind of combine. We often hear people talking about, hey, can I use this on a Mac? And we're really strictly for iOS devices, and we really like it that way because it helps everybody remain mobile. So yeah, this could be really cool in the future. 2021's not very far off, and maybe there'll be a way one day for all of your Mac applications to also work on iOS devices like iPhones and iPads. I think that'd be pretty cool.
Or vice versa, and maybe someone gets really creative out there and starts doing Switcher stuff with the computer.
Yeah, but can you imagine though, like walking around with your laptop and just being like Instagramming with it? You're just like, you selfie with your computer? Is that going to become a thing then?
It might. I mean, it'd be interesting to see, like...
No, it won't.
Well, I was going to say, it'd be interesting to see, like, I have some apps that they're specific like iPhone only or iPad only. So if we're expanding it out, it could be interesting to see, you know, is everything just going to work with everything? How is development going to play into that? So
it's going to have to be a different experience design, but anyhow, very interesting. Of course, it's a rumor, but there are definitely some things in Apple's SDK that try to allow different interfaces to work from different platforms. So we'll see what happens. There's anytime there's an announcement or some sort of rumbling about something like this, it's always interesting to see what's coming with it. But yeah, who knows what the future holds? This could be pretty cool. We shall see.
That is, yeah. So that's our little news flash there. If you saw some awesome information out there, please let us know. We'd love to keep those conversations going in the comments. You know, love hearing those other industry news topics that you might have seen as well. So please let us know in the comments. Speaking of which, I see some familiar faces down here. I see Bill is watching from Cincinnati. Bill, I didn't know you were in Cincinnati. That's
cool. Are you visiting there or are you from there? Because maybe they're just watching while in Cincinnati.
He's just watching from Cincinnati. So I see the video guy in here, Tennessee. Ewan watching from England, I believe Scotland, more specifically.
I think Scotland.
From the north.
Yeah. Ron's in here, balling down south, doing some really cool stuff down there. Love seeing all you people joining us. Yeah, keep those coming. Let us know where you're watching from. But that's our news flash. We got a pretty cool live video strategy coming up right now.
All right, so every week in our live video strategy, oh, well, Dan was going to take it.
I was going to take it. I'm going to let Jimmy talk
Hey,
about
I'll do it. Since every week in our live video strategy, you can go with me, Dan. Come on.
I'm just kidding, Jimmy. You go for it.
I stole his thunder. We try to give you some information that tries to help you level up your live video, and it can be a number of different topics just around strategizing with your live videos. I think we, just like anybody else who has to make more and more videos, and we want to be doing more videos, we kind of struggle with figuring out what kind of formats and different things that we can do for live video to just kind of drive our goals, which is really just to engage with you all, our audience, and to just provide sort of like an inside look at what we do here at Switcher Studio. So we came up with a list of a couple different things, different ways for you to diversify your different live videos. These are different sorts of ways you can go live. Like we do our show, here's Stream Squad, we've got a format for it. We go for about 30 to 45 minutes. We have our different segments. So here are just 5 total, a list of 5 things that maybe help you just diversify the different types of videos that you're doing. Now, Dan, maybe you can chime in now and ask people for their own.
Hey, I was about to say, should I put this, Jimmy made this fancy graphic over here
Please.
I kind of want to put up and say, you know what, we're going to give you ours, but please, while we're talking about these things, go ahead and tell us yours. What are your creative ideas? Comment below, let us know.
Yeah, what are you going live doing?
I didn't even know it. Comment below, didn't know.
Yeah. It's rhyme time. All right. Well, so I'm going to give you the first one, and this is great. I don't know. I'm a little too excited about these graphics. One of the first things that you can do is you can do a countdown. So that's the first thing. And in true countdown fashion, this list is going to be in countdown fashion. We're starting from number 5. The great thing by starting with the higher number is it kind of keeps people around for a while because they really want to know what number 1 is. So hopefully you'll stick around to see what number 1 is. But a countdown video, this is a great thing. You could just do a video that's like, hey, I'm going to show you top 5 ideas for diversifying your live videos so you're not doing the same thing all the time. This is really great. You just make a list of things and you just tell your audience about them. So that's our first one. Do a countdown video.
Yeah. The next one for number 4 is showcasing your expertise. So, you know, regardless of what you're doing a live video for, you're an expert in something. There's a reason people are coming to you for their live videos. So definitely in a live video, show off what you know. It might be a full kind of hands-on demonstration, get into the nitty-gritty and talk about all of the specifics. I know me personally, a lot of times if I'm watching a recorded video, I want that quick, concise tutorial, bam, 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 done. When I tune into a live video, I want that walkthrough. I want that natural ability to ask questions and for people to get into those finite details. So don't be afraid to kind of show off with that. Show people what you can do, what your product does, what your business does, and that's going to help them learn more and keep them coming back.
It's a great one. That's a great example.
Speaking of that, that one right here, we showed it a few weeks ago, but Ewan, who's in the comments, is showing people how to create music with Logic and other things. So, you know, that's a great use case of, hey, you know what? I know what I'm doing. Let me show you how to do it.
Yeah.
Jimmy and I did it just, what was it, a few weeks ago, setting up for Stream Squad. We're just sitting here. It's like, why don't we just go live and answer some questions about how we set up and our setup here. So, yeah, that's one I really like.
All right, so the next one on the list, we got number 3 of 5, counting down. Just get on camera and tell people what you're doing right now. Like, what are you doing right now? Earlier we were setting up for Stream Squad a few weeks ago, and we just decided to go live and just show people what we were doing. And just kind of getting into that, we were able to get a couple people to watch. Maybe some of you right now were able to do that. We were having fun. We could communicate with you all, leaving comments there. So that's another thing. When you think about this whole idea of just showing what you're doing, the idea is stop thinking about everything as, oh, I have to create something. Just start documenting. When it comes to making more video content for your pages and for what's going on with maybe your business or your brand or whatever you're doing, just remember that don't think about every single thing has to be this creative exercise that has to be over the top. Just start documenting whatever it is that you're doing at the moment. Tell people what's going on. People are interested to know that. That's why they're following you, because they want to see what it is that you have to say and what you want to be talking about. So do that. Stop creating. Start documenting. Just show some behind the scenes side of things and just show people what's going on.
Chris Carson's a really good example of someone who does that one
yes,
really,
he does.
really well. Dominic as well. There are people in our user group, which we'll talk about that later, but yeah.
Quite often, just going live just to say, here's what's going on right now.
Yeah,
and it doesn't have to be for a long show. Just be for a couple minutes.
Yeah, Chris does that a lot where he just is like, hey, I'm out of a shoot, here's how I'm doing it, and it's good stuff.
Yeah, I tune into that sometimes.
Yeah, number 2 is tell a story. So keep in mind that people bond with characters, and that's really going to help you out for live video. So instead of just, you know, giving an example of what your product does or your business does, give some information about yourself. What's your background? How did you get involved? Why did you sign on to this business or this product? How does it help you? That way people are going to learn more about you. They're going to feel more connected to you. And they're more likely to tune in, not because they like your business or whatever you're promoting, but because they want to see you. In the same kind of fashion, you know, people want to know what your business does or, you know, what you're promoting, but how it can help them. Instead of just saying it helps a person because X, Y, and Z, talk about how it helped Mary Smith. People are going to connect with Mary Smith. They're going to enjoy her story, and they're going to want to be the next Mary Smith. They're going to want to be helped just like Mary Smith. So tell some stories, get some engagement going that way. That's going to pull people in, especially if they just happen to stumble upon your video. They're more likely to stick around if they're enjoying the story instead of just seeing what you have to offer.
That's a great one. That's a really simple one. Number 1 on our list, but not really like the greatest or the largest one. These are all equally important, but just the last one we're going to tell you about today is just to go live in a group. Maybe you're just used to always going to the page, but if you set up a group, Facebook's really been reporting lately that most of the interactions that people are that's happening on Facebook are happening within groups, actually. I will be quite honest, most of my interactions on Facebook are in the Switcher Studio Enthusiasts group. I'm usually commenting on something somebody said in that group, and what's great about groups is people are very focused on being involved in on that specific topic that group is around. So they're much more likely to engage and interact inside of a group. So instead of thinking you've always got to go to your page for something, just remember that maybe if you don't already have one, start a group up and go live into that group. Another thing to think about with groups is you can kind of think of it as filming like video responses to comments. Maybe you're seeing a question or something that people are posting often in the group, and you can just say, hey, I'm just going to do a video response to this thing that different people are suggesting and talking about quite often. So going live in a group, you can do an Ask Me Anything in a group. You've got more people in there that are willing to engage. So that's the last of these 5 just sort of ideas for different ways that you can go live to kind of diversify what you're normally doing. If you want to do something different for your page, try to think of using one of these 5 options for going live, and I don't know, maybe you'll get some more engagement through that path. And yeah, I think these are This is our short list. What else do you have? We got anybody in the comments suggesting different ideas?
That graphic up again for those.
Yeah, please
let us know.
Let us know. Indeed, we are looking for different ways of different things that we can share with you about what's going on. Sometimes the behind the scenes sort of stuff is fun for us to do, but yeah, we'd like to do more things. So if you have an idea for what you're doing, let us know.
Or an idea for maybe videos that we should be doing or something. We'd love to hear that too.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, well, that's our, if you want to get more tips and tricks like this one here, you can go over to our blog, and it's switcherstudio.com/blog. Yeah, someone talk about that. I'm going to set up this graphic. I'm trying to remember which one it is.
Yeah, so as Dan said, you know, it's our blog, switcherstudio.com/blog. We've got a lot of tips, just like the ones we shared with you guys, but also on things like how to drive up engagement in general for your live video, things to do before your live, after your live, even things on what to wear, how to get good lighting. These articles all work for Switcher Studio broadcasts, but also generic live video broadcasts as well. So no matter what you're doing to go live, you can get some good information from our blog. And what we recommend is there's a feature on the blog to subscribe. If you put your email address in and click subscribe, it's going to send you an email anytime we have a new blog post. So no spam, no repetition, nothing like that. Just whenever we have a new article to share with you guys, you're going to get an email letting you know with a direct link to read that blog post.
Groovy.
Cool. All right.
Do it. Go to the blog. I wrote an article. It's coming out in like a week or two. It'll be up there. You'll see that blog.
Audio. We're going to talk about audio in our next
And we write the blogs.
Yeah.
I mean, it's us.
The Switcher team.
That's right. It's us trying to figure out how we can help you all with the stuff. So check them out.
Yeah. All right. Shall we hop on over to our Switch It Up segment?
I don't see why not.
Let's do it.
So in Switch It Up every week, I'll tell you, I need to change that graphic. It just throws me off every time when it pops up with the weird words and everything, the word scramble. I gotta change it. Every week, we like to switch it up, and that's what we're gonna do today. We're gonna do something a little different, and I'm really excited. I hope everybody else is. We've got a new iPad Pro with the USB-C port on it. It's awesome. I love it. I've been hoarding it. It's just been sitting at my desk, and I've been playing with it. It's just great to have. But what's really awesome about the iPad Pro is something I've been wanting to test out personally for a long time, and that's using a USB-C multi-port adapter with it so that you can have Ethernet hardwired into it, so you can have digital audio plugged into it, and you can have HDMI output all at once. So this morning I came in pretty early and I just sort of filmed setting up an iPad Pro, but I also filmed setting up an iPad Air 2 with some other things as well. So in this video, I'm gonna give you a preview of something we'll be posting on YouTube later on that is gonna just let you know how you can take advantage of connecting multiple things to your iPad so you can have Ethernet connected, and you can really just turn your iPad into a powerhouse for doing live video streaming alongside Switcher Studio. So please enjoy this video that we put together and check it out. I'm excited. What's up everybody, it's Jimmy with Switcher Studio. We finally got the iPad Pro. It's the 256 gigabyte version, so we've got plenty of storage space, but we stuck with the 11-inch version because we didn't want to have this giant thing to be packing around all the time. So now that we've got the new iPad Pro, we're gonna start using that for all of our productions. But the great thing about the iPad Pro is you can connect HDMI out, digital audio input, and Ethernet at the same time. You couldn't do all three of those things at once before, but today I'm gonna show you how we're able to do digital audio in and Ethernet hardwired with an iPad. So the monitor is working with the HDMI output from Switcher. So now let's plug this USB hub in. I hate that we always just tease the end of the video, but we really would like you to go visit our YouTube channel and subscribe there if you're not already. So please go to youtube.com/SwitcherStudio. Please subscribe, sign up for notifications on there, or hit that little bell. You don't have to sign up. It just gives you the ding, you know, lets you know whenever we're posting a new video, maybe whenever we go live there as well. I'm gonna post the rest of that video later on today, but I mean, isn't that exciting? Like, we can now plug HDMI, digital audio, and Ethernet into an iPad Pro. I'm super excited about it, Dan. Let's celebrate. Let's celebrate. All right, so anyhow, it just never ends. The confetti.
Thanks, Jer, if you're watching.
Yeah, thank you, Jer, for the confetti cannon awesomeness that we're still trying to refine. Maybe coming to you all pretty soon one day. We'll be able to share the confetti cannon with you. But yeah, if you, please let us know in the comments if this is something that you would like to use. If you're used to using a digital audio interface with Switcher Studio, tell us which one that you're using for this. I'm using a Sabrent adapter, which is something I've talked about on the show often. It's just, you can find it on Amazon, or you can find it on just about anywhere if you search for Sabrent USB audio interface. It's just a little bitty dongle. It's really cheap. I've been using that one. I've also found some different ones. If you've got something like that, please let me know what you've got. We need to figure out what's the best thing for all of us to be using. Also, that monitor, it's a Must HD monitor. You all can't see it. Well, you saw it in the video, but we're using it just beyond the camera right now so that we can see what's going on. If you're used to connecting monitors or projectors or other things to Switcher, tell us what stuff you're using for this, because the more you let us know how you're using it, the better we can make it for everybody else. So please let us know.
Yeah,
how are you using this stuff?
Also, hearing about that can help other people learn a good setup for something they're trying to do.
That's it.
Kind of gets us to our next point, which is the user group, where people can ask questions, get answers in there, just share live videos and give, like I said, other people ideas on how they can make better live video.
Nice segue. That was perfect. That was, I mean,
struggling today, so
I didn't even notice what you were doing until you did it. Yeah, user
like
group.
1 for 5 right now on the show, but I'll take that. So yeah, check out the enthusiast group. Angela can tell you all about that in just 1 second. I do want to say that we did see some other people in here tuning in. I saw somewhere that I don't think I've seen before, New Zealand. Someone's watching from New Zealand. I see Puerto Rico in here.
Moses Omari with wow. Please
Jamaica.
Clarify what you're talking about was wow, Moses. Very interested to know what was so cool to you.
Hey, Ghana too is what Moses is watching from.
Yeah, a lot of places today.
So yeah, all over.
Oh,
Thank
awesome.
you all for tuning in. Now I did also see some questions in there about very specific things with Switcher, and a really great place to get all those answers is in that user group, which Angela will tell you about in a second. But we do a webinar watch party every single Wednesday at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And what that means is we have a video Jimmy put together that is how to pretty much set up your first live video, do anything you need to do in Switcher. And if you have questions, you can ask them in there. And we're always in those comments as well, checking those out.
We're there live.
Yeah, we're there live in there. So yeah, there to help you out. So definitely check that out. But Angela, how can people join?
So there are 3 ways to join. The first way, of course, if you're watching this on Facebook right now, is to just search for Switcher Studio Enthusiasts. And that's going to take you to the group where you'll be able to join. If you are on our Facebook page right now, go to the menu. There's going to be an option for groups, and if you click on group, that's going to take you there as well. And the last method, if you already have a Switcher Studio account, log in at switcherstudio.com. That's going to take you to your dashboard, and there's going to be an option to click there that says join the online community. So any of those 3 methods work. There's going to be a short survey to fill out. It just lets us know more about how you're wanting to use Switcher, and that's going to help us help you. And you'll also have full access to the group. So there's over 4,000 members. There's people sharing tips and tricks. Everyone in there is willing to help you out, not only the other users, but our entire team is in there too to help you out. And there's also examples of videos that were made with Switcher being shared. And that takes us to our last segment of the day.
Good segue.
Excellent segue.
Man, Angela got me on that one. I wasn't ready for it.
So you guys probably just saw the hashtag come up. Whenever you're posting a Switcher Studio video on social media, be sure to use the hashtag MadeWithSwitcher. So we do go through that hashtag. We do share those videos with everyone else in the office. And what we like to do is to take one example of a Made with Switcher video and to share it at the end of Stream Squad for you guys each week. So today's example is from our friends at Archon Mounts. We feature them a few times on the show, not only their videos, but mainly their product. They have such a great product. And they had a booth set up at the That Takes the Cake show in Round Rock, Texas this past Saturday, and they wound up going live for a bit of time with one of the guests at their booth. So from the name, That Takes the Cake, obviously this has to do with something sweet. And what they did was they brought in a fondant modeling sugar artist, and her name was Sachiko Windbiel. She's from the Mimi Cafe Union, and she did live demonstrations of creating fondant figures at their booth. So Archon Mounts was able to set up Switcher Studio to show a live demonstration. You guys can see it right there, and how quick she made these and how cute they are. We just talked about in strategy, you know, showcasing what you can do. This is a great example. For starters, Archon Mounts is showcasing what they can do by creating these overhead hangings and using their product to show Switcher Studio, but they're also showcasing what Sachiko can do. Instead of just saying she does this and sharing a picture, you can watch in real time as she's creating these fondant figures. So of course the broadcast was done with Switcher Studio. They have several graphics that they were able to import on the screen, including Sachiko's own logo and the Mimi Cafe Union's logo. So they had both of those up. There are numerous angles which you guys are able to see that they're switching between, including their overhead shot, and they've got great audio, so they're using, you know, some kind of audio plug-in to make sure that their audio matches the great quality of what you're seeing and what's being produced on the screen. So again, this is a great example of, you know, a live demonstration and showcasing what you can do for a live video.
Here we go. I'm going to pause it right here. So you can see, these are what the Archon mounts kind of are here. So I know we've talked about this on the show as well with Ernesto, and his girlfriend Nikki does crafting videos every once in a while with a similar setup, but it's great for overhead shots and things like that, where as you can see right here, with the little, you can put your iPad low down and then you can have an overhead shot so you can kind of shoot down. We talk a lot about the videographer cases for just like being mobile. Well, I honestly think if you're setting up for something, especially crafts or maybe cooking, things like that, Archon mounts might be the best solution. They're making some great stuff.
Yeah, there's a whole community of people too that are using specifically Archon mount type stuff, just for, especially for crafting, but just for doing different things when they need an overhead shot with an iOS device, and that's awesome. We love that stuff, and they tagged us with hashtag MadeWithSwitcher so we could find that video that they were making with Switcher. So we're just tagging them right back. So check them out at Archon Mounts on Facebook, just to see if maybe that's something you're interested in checking out. So thank you to everybody at Archon for tagging us in that, for sure.
Yeah, it's Aaron is the guy who I believe was making that. This is also in the user group, so they're in there as well, showing off their videos and making cool stuff. So thanks, Aaron, for sharing that video and letting us show it on our show here. So very cool stuff.
Indeed.
Cool, yeah. See some other people in here hopping into the comments. Haiti Broadcasting, all right.
Welcome.
Alston's in here. I know that's another user in the user group. Chimes in quite a bit. So yeah.
Hello to everybody. Well, hello and also goodbye. That was our last segment for the show. We do this once again every week at 2 p.m. Eastern Time right here at facebook.com/Switcher Studio. Please join the Switcher Studio enthusiasts. We're going to be doing a watch party today at 4 o'clock. If you have any questions about Switcher, I will answer them for you. So please come back at 4 p.m. in Switcher Studio enthusiasts. Join the group. We'll be there until next week.
Check out the YouTube.
Yes, also check out the YouTube. That video is going to be posted here in, I don't know, 30 minutes. It should be online. So if you want to see the conclusion, the dramatic conclusion of the iPad Pro USB-C multi-port adapter video will be live here in about 30 minutes. So thanks again for everybody for watching. We'll see you next week.
Bye, guys.
Later.